Hey yo doers, what's up? It's your boy Happy Chap here, and welcome back to another Tutorial Tuesday, the first one of 2021. Now, in this Tutorial Tuesday, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a semi-automatic, very simple. Now, this is going to be very similar to the one that we did in the top 3 beginner farm videos here. Some of you guys were having issues with the farm. I figured we put it into its own standalone tutorial just to show you guys some tweaks, some fixes that you can do, and if you're on alternate versions of Minecraft, I mean, this should work for pretty much everybody. So, okay, now the items that you are going to need for this are 36 wall or 36 fence, doesn't matter, whichever ones that you have in your inventory, some light sources to get the crops growing at night, 2 trap doors, 4 signs, a single lever, which you actually don't even need, we'll show you here when we get into the farm, 2 water buckets in order to create an infinite water source, and then if you want to upgrade this thing so that way you don't have to collect the actual items or go to a little well and collect the items, what you're going to want to do is bring along a hopper and some chests, another trap door, and now if you think they're going to get stuck in the path somewhere, just bring along 2-3 pieces of ice, and this is going to help the items get along and where they need to be. Okay, now the first thing you are going to do for this farm, determine where you are going to put it and dig out an 11 by 11 trench. So 1, 2. Okay, once you have your 11 by 11 box dug out, what you are going to do is you're going to come to the center of each of these sides and you're just going to dig it down one more block. So you want to make sure that you are dead center, come right in there, dig this down. And once you have that done on all 4 sides, now what you're going to do is you're just going to dig a trench here in the center, 2 blocks deep. And you're going to connect all of these so that they join here in the center of the farm. Okay, so once you have it all dug out, this is what it should look like here. So you should have your trench, all 4 of them meeting towards the center. Okay, once you have your 4 2 deep trenches filling into the center here or dug out to the center here, what you're going to do is you're going to come back and you're going to place your signs on the upper part of all of these trenches where we just dug them down 2 deep. Okay, so right there like that on all 4 sides, as you can see. And now what you're going to do is you're just going to create an infinite water source, and you're going to take a water source and you're going to place it in all 4 of these corners. So 1. Okay, and with all 4 water in each of the corner here, as you can see, they all flow down towards the signs here. Now what we're going to do is we're also just going to fill in below the signs. So take your water, put a piece of water or a water source right there below the signs, but only do this on 3 sides. So I've done that side, this side, and then this end side here. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow the water to push towards this way. Now, if you don't have any ice, what you are going to want to do is you're going to want to dig this down right here, and then continue to carry this out, bring it down and underneath the sign. And once you're right here to where the water stops pushing, just dig yourself back out to the surface. As you can see, we're only a few blocks deep. Take 1 trapdoor and place it anywhere under here. So anywhere along this line, you want to make sure that it's a little bit up those so that it kind of looks like, yeah, kind of like that. And then right here above the trapdoor, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure you have a solid block, which leads to a single little chamber like this. So fill yourself in. And now what we're going to do with our trapdoor there blocking the water, what we're going to do is we're going to place a single water source right there at the bottom and then 2 more in the columns above it. So that's 1 and 2. And with that all done, as you can see, any items that we now throw in here, doesn't matter which area we throw them to, they can even be back here in this corner. Nothing gets hung up, nothing holds up, and everything ends up down there and in our little, water section over here. Now, if you do have issues with this farm, this is where the ice comes into play. Okay, just come down here, and in this dry spot right here, what you're going to do is you're just going to dig that out, and that's where you're going to place down your packed ice. You want to make sure this is packed ice so that way it doesn't melt. And now, as you can see, any item, no items get hung up on there whatsoever. They all just slide right over. And with everything complete, this is what you should have. So here's a bird's eye view of what it looks like from the top. 11 by 11 trench diameters with all of your water flowing into the center there and then down towards your water hole. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to take all of the grass blocks that we did remove here and we're going to replace them here in the center, making this one big giant platform. And now what we're going to do is we're going to till all of this soil here. You're going to be able to till everything here except for the center block. And now every piece of grass around here should get waterlogged except for the center one. And that is because water will waterlog 4 blocks deep. So all of this should get covered. And now what you're going to do in all 4 corners, you're going to place down either your light sources or just some solid blocks with some light sources on top of them. But you do want these pillars here on the side to be 2 blocks tall. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to have items skip up over top of them. And now what we're going to do in between all 4 of these sides, we're just going to take our wall blocks and we're going to run them along the back side here over top of the water columns just until we get from corner to corner here. So do this on all 4 sides. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a trap door here above this water source. And as you can see, everything is kind of trapped in, but what we're going to do now is we're going to place down a slab on top of that fence, another one here in front of it, and then another one there in front of that one, creating a step. Now you could just put steps here if you want to. It's completely up to you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put down a temporary block in front of that one, another one in front of it. We're going to remove this. We're going to go slab, so that way we're 1 up. Remove this one too as well. Oops, didn't want to do that. And then we're going to go slab, slab, and slab, so that we're right here above the center of the farm. We're just going to place down a temporary block, 2 temporary blocks actually. And now we're going to take our solid block of choice and we're going to place them on all 3 sides of these temporary blocks here. We can now remove these temporary blocks. Place our trapdoor in the bottom, water source in the top here. Make sure that you do put it on a solid block and not the slab, otherwise it will just flow down. And now as you can see, once we open up this trapdoor, completely waterlogs this entire area. Everything gets pushed out to the side, and when we close it, water retracts and we are good to go. Isn't that sweet? Now if you have it, you could obviously put a lever here, okay, in order to actually activate it yourself. And with everything all done, this is what you should have right here. Obviously decorate the corners a little bit better too, so that way it's just not grass blocks on the top of it. All right, and now the biggest thing, my favorite thing about this crop farm is that you actually don't even have to step into it in order to place all of these crops. All you have to do is just make sure you're standing up here, okay? And we could shuffle our way around here and get every single block here on the platform without ever having to actually jump down into the farm. And yeah, it's pretty sweet. Okay, so it takes a stack plus 12 in order to fill up this entire area. But once these crops all grow up now, all we have to do is either flip the lever or open up the trap door. All of the items will get pushed out, end up in your little water streams. We can close the trap door, and they all come floating up here waiting for us. It is absolutely amazing. Okay, now let's say you don't want to have to, collect the items from here. You don't want to have to stand here and collect the items. This is all you have to do. 1 hopper. Just bring 1 hopper and a chest along with you. So just dig out here in front of the water. As you can see, it starts to flow this way. Now that's a great thing. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to dig out 1 more below it. Hopper. Right here's where our chest is going to go. Chest is in place. And now all we're going to do is just put anything there in order to stop the water. We will replant all of these crops. Okay, crops have been planted. Flip the lever. Everything ends up where it should be. And now when these items come floating up here, you're going to see here in a second, they're just going to flow all the way over, get collected here by the hoppers. Check, check, check. And end up in our little chest here. So you don't even have to be around to collect these. You can just flip the lever, quickly replant, and then get back to doing whatever you were doing. Okay, and this is what it looks like from underneath. As you can see, it's very simple. We only have the 2 trapdoors under here, and even without the ice, nothing should get caught up in it whatsoever. So you can see here by this example that I'm showing you, the items just, they move pretty quick. So you have absolutely nothing to worry about. But yeah, put the ice in place if you do want it. And as I was saying, if you don't like the walls, you can absolutely use fences if you would like to. But that is actually going to do it for this episode, you guys. So leave a like, consider subscribing, shop Happy Chat for your world downloads. I know some of you guys are waiting on the hardcore and the Minecraft stuff. It's coming. I promise. It's coming. Holidays are completely over now. It's all coming. But I still thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Thanks again. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.